Welcome back, traders and investors. We have Ryan Mallory, founder of Share Planner. Ryan, how you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, could you just, I know we had you on once before, but could you just yeah, tell our listening crowd here a little bit about Share Planner?
Yeah, so Share Planner, it's my website I started back in 2007, and it primarily focuses on swing trading. And essentially, what it does is it provides market analysis, daily stock picks, and watch lists, as well as uh, some premium newsletters where you can get my real time alerts and text, as well as a pretty vibrant chat room where a lot of traders come to each day to follow the markets.
Okay, so swing trading. So, what's your time frame on your swing trades?
My average trade will last anywhere from a few days to a couple of weeks.
And probably the longer you're in it, the better it is.
Yeah. Oftentimes, I mean, in this kind of market that we have right now, you find yourself taking gains a whole lot quicker. You don't really trust the any price movement in the broader markets to be sustained.
Okay, do you have a watch list of stocks that you follow that you're looking for particular patterns in the stocks that you follow, or are you more the type of trader that you have your setups and you scan, the universe of stocks and look for stocks that are going into your swing trading setup?
Yeah, so it's a mixture of both. Really, what I do is on a given day I'll look through between 400 to 500 charts on a given day, and then
Every
my
day, every day you look at 400 to 500 charts.
on a day I can flip through them
Wow.
at a second or two a piece, so I can usually identify them pretty fast if it's worth looking at. So when I scan them, I'm not really you know the variables that I use when I scan is not to so much scan for certain patterns per se. Is I'm really trying to scan out the stocks that I wouldn't want to trade under any circumstance, no matter how good the patterns are. So I give myself a wide range of stocks to scan through to be able to look at, because I really don't want a list that gives me like 10 or 15 stocks to choose from. I'll carry a watch list, an active watch list of about 60 to 70 stocks to the long side and also to the short side. And on a given week, I might pull the trigger on about 10 of them.
Okay, and are you looking for long trade ups as long as short setups?
Um, I look for both of them. I always keep an active watch list for both sides of the trade. It's far too easy, and particularly in this market here, or any market really, where the markets can just completely shift on a dime, and all of a sudden you need to be able to have a watch list that allows you to trade with a different bias. So even though sometimes, especially like in 2013, where the market kept going up, it seemed pointless to keep a bearish watch list, but even then it did come in handy at times.
Okay, all right. So, what kind of trades do you have on your radar for today? Do you have swing trades that you're already in, or are you looking to initiate some trades?
One of the tough things about April is because um, you do have to take gains so much quicker. It keeps you from really building up. You tend to stay in cash more, so you tend to have less positions active at any one moment. But a couple of stocks that I'm looking at today, one would be DK. Um, that stock, it's really setting up extremely nicely. It's an oil and gas delic,
Could you give me
and
the
what it
Could
has
you give me the symbol on that? I'm sorry.
DK.
Oh, DK. Okay.
And so you have an inverse head and shoulders pattern there that's confirming really nicely right there at the $32 level. And so the closer you can get in at 32, the better. It's got some nice volume that's been coming on over the last 2 days, and this is a stock that you can get into at around 32, and then you can put the stop loss at around 30.78, and there's the potential for it to go, to 35, $36 a share. So there's a good reward to risk ratio there on that particular trade.
Okay. All right. So, could you just give us the parameters that you would use on this trade?
Yeah. So right, it closed yesterday at 32.11. There's probably a good chance that you can get in maybe around 32.05, and so the closer to like 32.05 that you can get into, the better. The stop loss is going to be right at about 30.75. So you're only looking at maybe like a 3% stop loss on this trade. Now you have the potential for it to go all the way up to $35 and change. So you got about a dollar 30 to the downside, but about $3 to the upside. So you got more than a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio there in your favor.
Okay, all right. And so any potential shorts that you're looking at?
So on the short side, one that I really like is BKD. That's the Brookdale Senior Living stock.
Okay, all right.
And not trying to kick anybody out of their comfortable livings or anything by jumping in this short, but essentially with BKD though, 31.47 is where it closed at yesterday. I want to be able to get short on this stock at around 31.34. What it has here and what I'm looking at is a double top pattern on the stock that was forming from late February through early April. And it broke down really nicely, and then you had this bear flag that's formed since then that's showing that there's probably a little bit more downside that wants to come on board with this stock. So if you can get in around 31.34 as a short, and then trade it down to say 28 and change, I think this thing could easily get down to 28.96. But now you're going to want to put your stop loss at about 32.30. So you have about 80 cents to the upside of risk versus about $3 or about $2.50 of reward to the downside. So that's another like a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio playing out in your favor there.
Okay, and the way I kind of look at this one too here. I mean, he's had some real good support for going back to the 21st. 31.26 was your low 2 days ago. 31.27, and a lot of times when I look at a chart like this, I'll say, okay, well, it's hitting this support, but the bounces that it's getting are coming lower each time. So you bounced off 31.49, you went to 31.75. You bounced off 31.26, you went to 31.67. Yesterday, you didn't get as low, 31.36, but you only got the 31.47. So I can definitely see the setup in the trade there. Do you do any short term or any day trading?
Rarely will I do any day trading. If the opportunity arises, I'll take it. But I really don't go into the day with all that much emphasis on my day trades.
Okay, and I just like, of course, it's in the news and everything. We've talking about it a lot on the show. Could you just give us a take on Twitter?
Yeah. So going into yesterday, had it not had earnings coming up, the stock was really appealing at this $40 level, and of course I don't think it was a stock worth trading into earnings or anything, but that $40 level was a key level for that stock, and what you had there was just a history of support from the time that the IPO came out into the open market, and then you had multiple retests since then as that $40 level. Now that you got it trading at like $37.50 in the pre-market, I don't see where there's an edge anymore to this stock. I mean, especially from a swing trading perspective, the stock is really in unprecedented territory here, where you just really don't know where it's going to go. I mean, it could have the buyers come on and gobble up the shares, or it could just continue its free fall. It's really
Random
a
walk,
hard
huh?
stock to find any edge in it.
Okay, so are you? I mean, I could really tell that you focus on the charts and your technicals, and that's what you rely on here. But there's fundamentals. You've had a lot with earnings and stuff. Does that stuff you just wait for the chart setups? You don't care what the companies say or what the analysts say?
Yeah, I really don't follow the analysts at all, and I really don't follow too much about the earnings. I mean, on a stock like Twitter, you'll hear about about the negativity about the earnings report and everything else, but it's as far as getting into the meat of the earnings or getting into the conference call, I've never really had too much desire or benefited from that really either.
Okay. All right. Well, we've had our Ryan Mallory on here of Share Planner discussing his strategies in the market following his technical analysis for swing trades. Thanks a lot, Ryan, for coming on. Your insight is always welcome on the show, and we'll be in touch with you soon.
Thank you for having me.